My awkward hello. Did you hear that? It started.
I did.
Cool. Hi,
I'm on the
welcome.
record.
Welcome, guys. I'm TokyoPaul. This is my friend, Nomadic Gaijin, Luke. Hi. Hey, how are you doing, Luke?
Pretty good. I'm going to apologize. My voice is a little shot. I did 12 hours of live streaming yesterday.
Dude, that's incredible. I can't do that. I don't know how we. I think last time we did a live, where we did the 5-hour live with Levy-san, was the longest live I have ever done.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That was a pretty long live, though. We did a lot in that time, I think.
Did you guys are amazing. I was exhausted, but I recall following you guys. But yeah. So today, guys, on my channel, TokyoPaul, we are a very kind guest, Nomadic Gaijin. I'm going to interview him, and we're just gonna have a casual chat. But I have some questions prepared, and I like us to get to know Luke's story. So first question, of course, Luke, is where are you from? Where are you from?
All right. I mean, there's a long answer, but the really short and simple is I grew up in San Diego, California.
Okay.
But I was born on a Navy base in the Philippines, and then came over and blah blah, lived a few other places, but pretty much San Diego for most of my life until I came to Japan.
Wow. Okay. And I kind of know you have a little bit of a, you mentioned you were part Indian, so that really, I find as unique. And can you tell us a little bit about that?
About being part Indian?
Well, my mom. What's your background,
Yeah, sure.
So
my mom was born and raised in Bangalore in South India, but she grew up speaking British English. So I actually, growing up with her, it was very strange for me because she'd be speaking very British accent, very British type English, and it was different from what I was learning in school. So that was unique for me. But anyways, so she's half. She went to the Philippines on vacation, met my dad who was in the Navy, and a friend of her brother's. And so then they got married there. I was born there, and my dad is Scottish American. His parents came from villages in Scotland. So
wow.
I'm mostly, I guess, British, Scottish. There's all a mix, right? And then
British, Scottish,
a little bit of Indian.
Wow, that's pretty cool. I mean, I'm, by ethnicity completely Chinese, so Chinese American. So yeah, it's different. It's different. So it's kind of cool. Yeah,
I mean, I was very lucky that I grew up in a city that's very much a melting pot. So in my elementary school or junior high school, there were so many people that were mixed like me. So I didn't feel like an outcast, I guess, as if I had grown up maybe in middle America or something like that.
Yeah. And San Diego, I mean, I lived in LA, and what I heard from my friends in LA, like San Diego, is that a Navy base or a Navy?
I mean, there's a lot of military there. There's the base. They train the Navy SEALs there.
Wow.
On Coronado Island. Yeah. So
Navy SEALs, no way. That's cool.
Yeah. So it's pretty. And then we have an Air Force base, and there's other bases nearby. So when the world was going to having some trouble a few times, it made me a little bit nervous because it was a prime target, right? Prime military target, but we were okay.
That makes sense. I lived in like Maryland near DC area. I know.
Right.
Yeah. And then, so I'm curious because I know we met in Japan. How did you end up in Japan?
So I was working in the kinesiology field in university. So I was studying movement, nutrition, and health. I wanted to be a personal trainer or rehabilitator, and
that's cool.
Yeah. It's very different than what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
But I needed a language credit, and my need a language credit. You don't have to cut any of this, by the way. I don't mind being awkward.
But you chose Japanese.
Anyways, I had a roommate studying Japanese, and he made it sound and look very interesting. So I took a course. It got me interested in actually all of Asian studies because I realized growing up in the States, we don't really learn much about Asia. So I actually kind of quit my major, and I was like, I'm gonna learn about Asia. Because I feel like, no. I just really wanted to know. I felt like I had a lack of knowledge my whole life. And, India is also part of Asia. So technically I was also learning about sort of, a bit of my roots as well, because we did study India a lot. So yeah, that was, I got into that, and then I wanted to come to Japan. I visited for 2 weeks, and I just felt like this was closer to home than what the States was for me, having grown up with my mom and growing up with sort of more of the Indian influence.
I know.
That yeah. So I decided to come here for a year. I did just a year. I went back 6 months later. I was back here, and I've never left. So
Oh,
in total, I've been here for 15 years.
dude. Yeah, that's a long time. Sorry, that got me curious. Have you been to India?
Yeah.
Wow.
When my parents got divorced, I was 3. My mom kind of freaked out because she just had her green card and she didn't know what to do. So she took me to India, and we
Wow.
stayed with her family for about three or 4 months, I think.
Yeah.
At which point, it would have been much easier for my mom to stay there, but she realized I'd have a lot more opportunities if I grew up in the States.
Oh,
So, so she braved it, came back, and she was working several jobs just to make sure we could survive. Like she kind
wow.
of sacrificed everything, but she's very happy now. Well, more or less, she's pretty happy, and I'm happy. So I'm very glad that she did what she did.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Otherwise, yeah, I mean, it might be completely different, honestly.
Nice. And so I'm gonna go back to when you
Sure.
came to Japan 15 years ago. What were you doing? Like, were you working or student?
Yeah, I came over with a major Eikaiwa school called Eon. I
Oh,
don't know if you've ever heard of
nice.
Eikaiwa Eon. Yeah. And it was, I mean, straight out of college, I was managing a cell phone shop, but the business, the company was kind of not super professional. And then, so I think it was my first really, really ultra professional job. Wearing a suit and really being, learning all about Japanese
Oh,
culture and how to
yeah,
properly deal with customers, right?
the suit culture.
Uh, yeah, the suit culture. It was weird to wear suits and play with kids though. They were
Yeah.
pulling my tie. I was like, but
Yeah.
but it was good.
Pull my type.
Second time I also came back with an Eikaiwa school, Geos, but then they went bankrupt. And
Yes.
about that time I met Shoko and then moved in with her and her family. It's a crazy story.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, then I changed my whole trajectory to childhood education. I started working in kindergartens, eventually becoming a principal and running a school of about 60 students,
Wow.
about 10 staff. So that was very interesting progression in my life.
How long did you run the school as a?
Nearly 5 years. And I actually started YouTube at the last year or so, and within that last year.
Wait,
And
sorry,
so I was
last year?
juggling both. I was coming home and doing edits and
Yeah.
filming and then going to work. I was exhausted. It was
Wow.
really tough.
When was that? Was that 20 like 18 or 19?
No. I started my first video was in 20 March of 2020,
2020.
but I was kind of vamping up to YouTube for maybe a year before that. I was trying to learn. I was buying in little, bits and pieces here and there. I was trying to
Oh,
learn how to do stuff. I made some absolutely terrible videos that
I
never
don't
made it
think
to YouTube.
really.
No, they never named it. No, I showed them on Patreon, but I would never release them to the public. They're super embarrassing.
Okay, and then for those viewers that don't know, Luke's Nomadic Gaijin, your videos are so highly edited. I expect them to be on NHK one day. So
Well, I
definitely check
appreciate
that
that, man.
out.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Mm.
No, I mean your work definitely speaks for itself. And so, but I do know I know you as a redditor. Is that the correct
Okay.
term? And and also a Twitcher. Sorry, I don't know what to call
That's
it.
always a fun one.
Wow.
Usually we just say Twitch IRL streamer, but
Okay.
it is weird, right? Because usually YouTuber, you think Twitcher, right?
Yeah.
Switching away. Yeah. So where did you first find me? Was it Reddit?
I don't even remember. I think it was YouTube though. I just found your channel and I was just like, yeah, this guy's edits are incredible and his channel's too small for the edits that he's doing, and also not many people like American in Japan going to remote places, or yeah, like yeah, doing those types of videos. And so, that's pretty. I mean, at one point, I think in my brain, I was kind of comparing your channel and and I still could do to like Ryo Nishida, whereas like this guy's edits are crazy. He's gonna pop, and just yeah.
Well, I really appreciate that, man. Thank you. I remember, I think the first time, our first interaction maybe was on one of my YouTube lives. So I used to do them quite often.
I think I found, yeah.
Right. Yeah. And so I've told the story on quite a few podcasts, so I can keep it short for you. But
Thank you.
I was doing YouTube for almost a year. Yeah, I had maybe just 200 subs. I was a very small channel, and I started doing Reddit streams just because it looked like fun. And I got really into it. And that's where I met a lot of the, my mods now. Well, it's changed over time, but a few of my mods now are from that time. A few of my community are from that Reddit time. So it was really, it was a time that my channel got a lot of exposure, because all these people would never have found my channel otherwise,
No way.
But
yeah, by the way, I mean, I just recall that time we were in Shibuya Crossing, at Shibuya Crossing for Halloween. It's just like after our meeting, I'm gonna turn on my Reddit live, and then there was thousands of people, right?
Yeah.
Was there 10,000 people at one point?
I think so. Yeah, that day. Yeah, that was pretty crazy. It was short time, but yeah. So that what was great for me at that time was, sometimes 10,000, sometimes it even got up to 15 or 20,000, very rarely. But out of those, massive amount of people, a small group of people will be like, oh, hey, okay, I'll check out your channel. And then they actually like what they saw. So,
wow,
that's, that doesn't exist anymore. Unfortunately, they don't front page Reddit streams. Yeah. I mean, Reddit streams are pretty much done and they don't front page them anymore. So you don't get that kind of exposure.
Oh way. I recall that that one page was like where you are.
Where in the world. Yeah.
Yeah. I was trying to get on that stream or that.
Yeah.
I made a Reddit account, try to get the credits of the Reddit, like whatever credits, or I'm still working on it, but yeah, I think I've only had 200. Anyway, yeah, I don't know how Reddit works.
I might try again sometime in the future, but from everything I've seen, and I gave up after a while because it got very buggy. People couldn't chat; it would crash, and now you won't see that kind of exposure, unfortunately. But it was really nice when we had that chance. And
yeah, that seemed like a really like blooming area on Reddit, the internet, and just the amount of exposure and connection, and it was huge.
And then people on every Reddit stream, people would say you should do Twitch, and I'm thinking,
okay,
I'm not very good at video games. I like video games, but I'm not really good at video games, and I'm not good. But I didn't know there was a category called IRL, which is in real life, right?
I didn't know.
Yeah, and so I guess about a year and a couple months ago, I tried it. And I noticed that it was way more interactive and exciting and fun for both the streamer and the viewer than YouTube lives and Reddit was. Like there was just so much you could do, and a lot of encouragement. Like what?
Yeah, like what could they do?
Oh, okay. I mean, so there's a huge variety of emotes and animated emotes, and each creator. I know on YouTube you can create some as well, but there's a wider variety and more that you can do as a Twitch streamer. In YouTube, you have to build members to be able to have more emotes, and they're very simple.
Yeah.
Everyone like So there's some funny ones, right? There's animations and things. Yeah. There's bits and channel points. Channel points are I think something that YouTube could really use, because people earn it for free just by watching, and then they use that to interact with the stream. For example, they can play a sound effect, or they can request you do something. You set it all up yourself. So I used to have a lot of exercise ones. So I don't know if you remember watching in those days.
Dude, I remember your Arnold.
Yeah,
your Arnold.
Yeah, those are another type of thing too. But yeah, there's all that. Plus the community. I'd say there's we raid. So at the end of the stream, we raid another
Yes.
streamer, and then we get to know each other, and then we meet in real life. Because once you raid a few times, you kind of want to meet each other. You watch each other's streams, and
I see pictures from your
yeah,
parties or meetings, like on, is it Instagram or Facebook that you?
yeah. I mean, probably on both, but I post to Instagram, and then it's kind of doubled to Facebook. But I don't really pay much attention to Facebook, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, honestly, Twitch has given me the opportunity to meet a lot of YouTube creators who are doing the same kind of thing that I'm doing, where they focus the main content on YouTube, but then they enjoy Twitch for either at-home streams or IRL streams. And so
Oh wow.
what's happened is, yeah, I've met so many big and small creators on both Twitch and YouTube just from these interactions, and I think it's been great.
Oh wow. Now that you thank you for naturally segueing to, I have a question about who is the most memorable person you've met as a streamer, a tuber?
Ooh, that's tough. That's really tough.
Even Reddit, like who's the most memorable? Yeah.
I think one of the people I have the most fun streaming with is another Reddit streamer. His name is Khaki Time on Reddit.
Khaki Time?
Khaki Time.
Khaki Time.
Yeah, because I really love his vibe. So I actually streamed with him pretty recently, maybe a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Man, it's really hard to list though. There's just so many that I really I really couldn't list. But I spent a lot of time with Akasan from Comics Plus. He's a really fun guy to hang out with. He's been very supportive of my channel as well. And I talk to him and other creators when I'm struggling with little issues that they would have handled a long time ago, right? Or that they're used to handling,
No way. Kind of like a mentor?
Yeah. I mean, there's him and others have really helped me, I think, just being able to talk to them. Like, have you ever had this problem? And they're like, yeah, all the time.
You're like, oh, all the time. It's done.
Yeah.
Wow.
Definitely. Another creator that's been really helpful to me and very, very supportive as well as Kathy Cat. She's wonderful. Yeah. She works, both of those two work really hard at everything they do. So they inspire me to put more effort into what I do, because they're working every day. They don't really take many breaks. They're always like, go. Wow. Next video, next project.
Yeah.
And so I look at that and I think that's what you need to really succeed in YouTube and Twitch is not a quick fix or a viral video, but really just constant dedication.
Wow. To the craft, to the video making.
Yeah.
So speaking of which, I know you're a busy guy, so I'm really grateful for your time.
No problem.
What is are you okay talking about a current project or your next?
I mean, yeah. I was supposed to do a big, I won't talk about one thing. There were two big projects I was supposed to be part of. One went with someone else, one got canceled, and it's really a bummer, but the fact that these opportunities are coming up is actually being very, very good for me, because it means that my name is starting to get noticed and people are starting to look at my channel as a possible outlet for projects, which is exactly which direction I want to go.
Nice.
As far as YouTube, I'm planning to go to Kyushu and make a big another 10-day trip where I stream, I film, and I put out either one massive exploration, 1 week in a car video like I've done a few times before, or I break it into smaller videos like I did with Totori and Kyoto and stuff. So it really depends on how much content I get and what I do along the way. But yeah.
But what are you most looking forward to seeing in Kyushu?
In Kyushu? Sorry, I cut out for you.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
In Kyushu.
What do you see most?
I was really excited to see my friends, but unfortunately for me, but definitely fortunately for him, he's about to have a kid in a few weeks, so we probably won't get to meet because I don't think he's going to be very free, which is fine. If I'd gone a few months earlier like I planned, we would have been able to do the tours together. He also has a YouTube channel, so it would have been fun to make some videos together. Yeah. But I'm most excited just to drive. My goal is to drive in every prefecture, and I've done maybe 15, 20 or so, and I want to do all 47, right? So that means a ferry to Hokkaido and a ferry to Okinawa, but I'm going to do it in my car,
No way, in your car?
My car. I don't want to rent a car. I want to use it. I want to do it in my car and, sleep at rest areas like I usually do.
Yeah.
So I guess the exciting part for me is to cross off another 7 prefectures along the way, and to just get to. I have a bunch of friends are recommending so many places to visit, so I don't have too many places, but I'm very excited.
So
Yeah.
I should find the link, or we should just put. Of course, I'll put your channel link in the description. But if when that's done, I'll maybe put that in the description if I can remember. And yeah, actually, I that's all your passion, all your work. This makes me think, like, so how did you become Nomadic Gaijin?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
And I almost had the worst channel name. Every time I tell this story, people are like, "Oh, it's so good you didn't go that way." So first I wanted to do YouTube, but I tried to make a few videos. I sucked at it. So I'm like, forget it. I'll make a blog. Okay. Cause I take pictures everywhere I go. I've been doing this for years. I have years and years of content if I make a blog, right?
Yeah.
So I could easily make articles, almost every day with all the stuff I've taken over at that time, 12, 13 years of time in Japan. I started my first page and I'm typing up descriptions and I'm so bored. I'm just like, this is boring. And I don't see this being really great. I don't see myself wanting to stick with this. This isn't my passion.
Yeah.
So back to YouTube I went, and this time I hit it hard and I just was like, okay, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it right. Yeah. And it's way harder than a blog, but it's way better, way more rewarding. And for me, a lot more entertaining to be a part of the process. But the name itself, of course, that's the hardest thing to decide, right?
Yeah.
You want your name to show that you're in Japan, which is a little iffy because not everybody knows Gaijin, but and Gaijin can be seen as people as like a negative word, right?
Yeah.
But I want it to be originally it was going to be the Enduring Foreigner of Japan. It's a terrible name. I'm so glad that would have been canceled. The Wandering Foreigner of Japan or something along those lines. And I just it just didn't hit right.
Wow.
So I wrote down all these synonyms.
Yeah.
And for foreigner and for wanderer. And Shoko and I sat around for about an hour just throwing names back. What about meandering outsider? What about what about the lost, whatever, the lost alien man or so, I don't know. We had the stupidest ideas popping forward, and Nomad was on the list, and she just said, what about Nomadic Gaijin? I was like, that's it. And I never really looked back, although I did rebrand in a sense about maybe 7 months in, and I added the in Japan, and from that became the NGIJ. And there's two reasons for that. Well, NG is not good in Japan. People were calling me NG, which is basically no good in Japan. And if I had an NG shirt or an NG logo or NG as a brand, it's actually kind of negative. So, and then also people weren't always certain that I was a Japan channel because they don't know Gaijin necessarily. So adding the in Japan gave me the NGIJ, which I think has become a really significant part of my brand. Yep. The people use NGIJ as like kind of, they know my brand. So that's very much fun to use it,
Yep.
Like I'm part of the NGIJ crew. I'm part of the NGIJ team. It's thrown around a lot. And I think that's because it does flow very well. And I'm lucky that it did go well with in Japan,
Yeah. It's a good name. It's a memorable name. When I first recall your icon, like it was red. It had like your letters, but also like a lot of it was just graphical. And so I really liked it. It's colorful. Very playful, so very cool. Look very professional too.
I got I finally got stickers made.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So I've always been a fan of Spider-Man since I was a kid. I used to read the comics and I loved the red and blue. So then I added blue to the outer ring, and for me that made it pop. Yeah.
That makes total sense. It looks like Spider-Man's colors.
It kind of has they're a little bit different, but hex key wise or whatever, but they are For me, it gave it that pop because I didn't have the blue originally, and it was a little bit boring for me. Some of my early logos were pretty terrible, actually. Yeah,
you gotta put the webbing in there.
I don't want to go that far. I don't want to go that far, but yeah, no, it's kind of like an homage to my favorite superhero, which is Spider-Man. So I know there are other superheroes that use that color, but that's the most iconic for me.
Yeah, it looks really nice. Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
It took me hours to do this. This is just a simple design. It took me so many hours to make this.
How did you do this? Photoshop?
I used Photoshop and Illustrator. I used Photoshop effects for the letters and brought it over to Illustrator. And then I don't know, because I'm not very good at any of this stuff at all.
No way.
I'm self-taught. Everything is self-taught. I've watched tutorial videos and things, but I've never taken a course or proper. So everything has just been thrown in and okay, YouTube, how do I put borders on letters? YouTube, how do I yeah. So
but speaking of skill and technique, oh my god, when I first met you, and I'm sure people that have watched and now will watch your channel after this video, if they had never seen your channel, check out Nomadic Gaijin on YouTube, Twitch, and Reddit. But do you know that box, your backpack, you're overheating? Can you tell us about the story of is it the run and gunner box? Or I mean, what is that box and how did you?
Well, what I'm using now currently for streaming.
Sure. About? I mean, I don't know if you've upgraded since we met.
No. I mean, I've upgraded little bits, but not the actual main unit that you saw. Yeah. Although the one that you saw was 3 units ago. I burned out 2 units.
Oh my god. So what's the story of your box, the streaming box?
All right. So some time ago, I don't know who first came up with it, but some time ago, somebody thought to use a developer computer, a little, it's kind of like a Raspberry Pi. It's called an NVIDIA Jetson Nano. Someone came up with the idea to use it as a broadcasting tool for streaming.
Yeah.
Because it has that potential. It's basically a tiny little box. I would show you. Oh, wait, actually, I can show you. I have the guy who first brought it to Japan. His name is Karu JP on Twitch, Karu JP. And this is his spare one. When mine broke, he instantly said, let me lend you mine so you can keep streaming. He's an awesome individual. I really appreciate that. So this is the unit right here. It's very bare bones.
Yeah, it's so it looks. I mean, how does it? You have a huge backpack.
Well, I have a dog bag because I want to air out all my devices. So I use either Kobe or Gia's old bag. I don't know which one, but anyways, we plug that in with 2 routers for me. Some people use 4 or 5 routers. It's crazy, but I use 2 routers with unlimited SIMs and a camera constantly connected and powered. And I think my whole system can run for about 20 hours, probably.
20 hours.
That's why my bag's so big. I have all this gear. I also have 2 types of lights, 3 types of mics. So I swap my mics. They burn out of battery. I swap them. At nighttime, I need multiple lights.
Oh wow!
I have a selfie stick adapter. I have a grip for if I don't have a space for the selfie stick, I can attach the camera to maybe a beam or a tree even or something.
I assume it all didn't come out like wasn't created once. You built up to it.
No. Everything was a upgrade from the time I started streaming. I used a phone and a gimbal.
Yeah.
And then I added a router to that, and I soft bonded using Speedify to use multiple connections at once. Yeah.
Bond, add a router.
Well, I had a mod at the time who was very good with tech, and he helped a lot. He actually set up a lot of this stuff with the help of people like I mentioned earlier, Karu, who brought the Bella Box to Japan, and his mod, who's one of the guys who designs some of the programs for it and stuff. So I had help from a lot of people to create this. And whenever I have issues, there's always somebody out there who kind of knows and has offered advice and helped. So when my last Bella Box system is what we call it, right? My last Nano broke, Ramen Adventures, wonderful YouTuber, Twitch streamer, television personality, magazine guy. He's a really fun guy. He's awesome. He messaged me too, and he's like, I got an extra one. I don't use it.
No way.
You want to buy it? And these things are going for, $800 right now because they don't make them anymore. He sold it to me at cost. Wow. He's just a wonderful individual. But his has been working really well for me.
Wow. yeah,
which is ironic because I try to help him get his to work for his system so
yeah.
many times and it failed, but it works really well for me.
That's interesting. I have no idea why, but that sounds interesting. I'm glad it works for you. Yeah.
But you
Yeah.
can do the whole system in a small bag if you want, but I've geared mine toward being able to go for long periods of time.
And like, I call it big and heavy as heck. Like, how much does it weigh?
It I've never actually weighed it, but I think it's pretty damn heavy, between 30 and 50 pounds. I'm not even joking.
Yeah.
It's massive.
Very,
But yeah, it's good training. And when I do
uh,
the bike streams and the car streams, I don't feel it
yeah.
so much. It's when I'm walking is okay. It's when I take it off and put it back on. That's when it's like, oh.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's worth it because I kind of have a portable studio, and I've got every accessory I need, and I can run. Like I said, I
Yeah.
typically max out at 12 hours, but I've done 16-hour streams. I'm looking forward to doing a 24-hour stream when I don't have too much going on.
Yeah.
So
Did you say
yeah,
24-hour stream?
I would like to do that. Yeah. And most people that do that include sleep streams, which is a thing.
I've
It's a
heard of it.
category on Twitch called,
You
yeah,
guys just
it's a
sleep
category on
in
Twitch
advance?
called I'm Just Sleeping or something like that.
Yeah.
But I don't want to sleep. So I want to do 24 hours straight.
Yeah, I was thinking, like, can your viewers like poke you and make that Arnold sound like while you're sleeping?
They can do that kind of stuff, but I'm not really interested in the sleep stream. I literally want to stay up 24 hours and just go.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know what
I
that's
got to
like.
build that tolerance first, though. Maybe next time we have a collab, I'll have done it by then, but we'll see.
I hope so. Like, teach you more. Tell me more about this streaming culture. You are the expert. Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely, man. Uh, just before your next question, I just want to say that I do. It's not like I'm paid by Twitch or anything like that, but I really do believe that the community that it fosters is very wonderful because I've come to know, like I said, so many people, but also they're very supportive of growing your channel. There's not
Yeah.
competitive feeling,
Yeah.
which I do feel on YouTube kind of happens sometimes. People are very protective of their brand and their
Yeah.
channel, whereas Twitch, they're very much like, hey guys, everyone, let's all go over to Nomadic's channel. Let's all go say hi. Make sure to follow him. It's very much shared. I like that a lot.
It's very strange. Like the way you describe it. Like I felt that right on YouTube where maybe it's like rivalry or competition, and I'm like,
Uh-huh.
it's almost like countries or companies. But
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah, like where I hear that about Twitch, and I'm like, that's great, and then I'm like, wait, why is YouTube so competitive, or why can't we be?
It,
I could be the features, the rate, I don't know, but
yeah,
obviously, like
I
hear what
think
a rate is. I think it's a great idea. Yeah,
yeah, I think it's designed to be community based,
yeah,
where YouTube is really about your channel.
yeah,
And then, we obviously we've had our collabs within YouTube and stuff, but it never feels quite as cohesive to me the
yeah.
way that when a Twitch collab feels to me. I'm always very excited to collab on Twitch. YouTube is kind of like, it's okay to collab, but it's all kind of doing our own thing, and it doesn't feel the same kind of, it
Interesting.
doesn't feel as mixed as I like it, if that makes sense.
Dang, man, I feel like I tried Twitch for a day. I literally streamed for like maybe 2 days, but like in Ginza one night, one dude was
Mm.
watching me, but I was just like, wait, this is just as hard as YouTube. I might as well just try
Yeah.
to focus on YouTube. But yeah, it was tough. Yeah, like one night.
Well, Twitch is a grind. I mean, you have to keep it up. You
Yeah.
have to, if you stop, it just kind of just falls flat. But you can do what a lot of other YouTubers are doing now, which is dual stream until you reach affiliate.
Ah, nice.
So Lito, right?
Yeah. Is he doing that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Lito did that, and now he's affiliate, I think.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
yeah, he's affiliate. So you can't do that once you're affiliate. But until then, that's a good way to build up Twitch if you ever want
Oh,
to
so
try.
you have to pick one once you're affiliate. Yeah, I heard about
Well,
somebody.
no, once you get there, you just can't do them at the same time. That's
Okay.
all.
Okay.
It's Twitch's rules. So you can do YouTube and Twitch in one day, but you can't do them dual stream, basically.
Okay. And I guess if you don't mind, like, of course I can cut you, but like, does Twitch then pay more? If you don't mind.
Well, honestly, Twitch gives more opportunity to support the streamer via paid
Ah,
sound. There's a
yeah.
lot of integration from like YouTube is very protective. They don't allow a lot of integration.
Hmm.
It's just YouTube or nothing, right? Whereas Twitch is like, okay, yeah, we can integrate this thing so people can pay to play a song on my stream, a sound effect, things like that.
Oh, a
They can
song.
Yeah, they can pay whatever I want to set. They can pay for that. They can pay for they can the donation seems very smooth and easy and comes through. The bits is a lot of fun. So
Yeah.
people get bits if they put a few in whatever you set they put in, it'll read it on the speaker.
Yeah, dude,
So
I saw that on YouTube from your channel. I was like, what is going on?
yeah, I brought that over to YouTube. Not a lot of people on YouTube do it,
Yeah.
but I brought the Twitch culture a little bit of it, but you can't bring most of it, like the
Well, I
channel
hope you
points.
keep doing that. I mean, I've watched some really big Twitch streamers or ex Twitch streamers on YouTube, and they talk about how they do that, bring Twitch culture onto YouTube.
Yeah, yeah. And YouTube is slowly adapting. They have raids, but they're not easy to use. I haven't seen anybody use them yet. Yeah, but YouTube actually has raids. They're called channel redirects, I think,
I
right?
I think I heard
Yeah, yeah,
that from YouTube, the creators channel, and maybe
yeah.
some of our YouTubers talking about that. But I haven't used it. I don't know. I just don't know. It's probably not as it's a different animal. It sounds like, but than raids.
Yeah, and then clips as well. It's really easy for people to clip a moment.
Have
It's
you
really
been using
funny.
that?
People clip my videos all the
Nice,
time, and
nice.
they can do it on YouTube too, but it's not as integrated again. So
Yeah,
they'll clip on mine and post a link, and everybody will watch it and laugh. And
yeah.
then afterwards, they can go to my Discord, and all the lives that were taken are there. So it's very. I feel like it's a little bit easier to interact, and uh, going on that actually, Discord is
Yes, you
something
have a very active
I
Discord.
keep talking to YouTubers about this, like how important Discords are to grow a community, and
Yeah.
most of them ignore me. They don't even
No way.
bother
Well,
starting
I
it. But
actually speaking for myself, and if I can ask, like on
yeah.
behalf of everyone who's trying Discord or YouTube, like
Mhm.
what are your tips like for Discord? Because I don't mine's not that active, and I don't know what else to do to make it active. You know,
To make it active, I mean, do you promote it during your streams?
not
Do you
as
have a
much.
link that pops up?
No,
Well,
they should
that's
do
one
that.
thing. You have to promote it. You have to say, you have to give them a reason to go. So
Yeah, I was thinking
I'll
that.
be when I'm doing a live stream. Obviously, I mean, I don't know if you have a second phone. You're using your phone, right? I'm using my camera.
Yep,
So I'm using my camera. So if I capture a fun scene,
yep.
I'll pull out my phone and I'll take a photo and I'll say, "Hey guys, I'll pop this on Discord."
Okay.
I'll send it to Discord right then, or I'll send it later.
Discord me
But
too.
there's a reason now for people to go to the Discord and see the photos in higher res, And I'll mention stuff. I'll just be like, "Oh, I had this really funny pic I took of Kobe and Gia the other day, my dogs. I'll post it in the pet section if you guys want to see it." So, and then when people want to send me links or pictures, they can't obviously send it to the stream, right?
Yeah,
So if somebody says, I have a cool project, I just finished this art project, I say, post it on my Discord. I would love to see it because I really do love seeing people's passions.
yeah.
So now there's a place for people to share their passions and actually communicate. And so they get into whole conversations. It has nothing to do with me or my community. It's like
Yeah,
they're talking about their own stuff, their video games
yeah.
they're playing, the anime they're
Connect
watching.
with each
But
other.
it's a place for people that have similar, hobbies and are interested in what I do to be there. And then I can notify them. So I always let them know if you guys want to know when I'm on Twitch, when I'm on YouTube, when my next video comes out, notifications will go out here. So all those are ways you can promote your Discord. And I think it's such an important part of community building.
That's a great tip. I'm gonna take it to heart. Everyone out there, build your Discord.
It's
Turn a
like
light.
a standard for Twitch streamers, but YouTubers don't really do it unless they're
Yeah,
big.
we don't know. I don't know what to do, but now I do. So I'm gonna start sending my people there and start
Yeah, 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 yeah.
creating like exclusive.
You can also do watch parties. I haven't done that very much. I did it on New Year's Eve. We
Well,
watched
I
funny
gotta,
videos online,
yeah, I gotta
and
do
then
some watch
and then
party.
they can voice chat with us or they can text, and
Yeah,
there's
I
no
want to
there's
try.
no DMCA, there's no violation warning. You
Dude,
can watch
yeah,
anime.
that's the cool part.
Yeah,
No DMCA,
yeah, yeah,
the watch parties and the
yeah.
voice.
Because you don't earn money from it, so it's a safe platform to play pretty much anything.
Yeah, yeah. Because I was originally I heard some big YouTubers like Nick Newman. Like you can have a live stream on YouTube. It's like a call-in show, but he does it through Discord, and like people can call
Yeah.
in and talk to him like live on his live on YouTube. So I was like, that's really cool. So Twitch is
Well, I did that.
uh, Discord is really cool.
No, I've done that a few times where I actually opened up the voice chat on Discord,
Yeah.
and then during my live stream, either on YouTube or Twitch, people can actually talk.
How do you do that? I would try to figure out how to do that. I tried once.
It,
And
it's I guess because you're running through Prism, it's a little different. But when you're running through a server, you can do a lot of stuff with OBS. That's
Yeah. OBS.
if you ever wanted to set up. So there's a streamer that I know. His name is Muggles, and another one called It's Guys. They run some system where they can actually help you set up a server, SRT. All the stuff like what Shoko and I use.
Yeah.
They can set that up for you for a fee. So if you're ever interested, I can let you know. But
That's cool. Yeah.
There's also guides you can follow online. But instead of just streaming from your phone, you're streaming from a server.
Yeah.
Your phone has to deal with less stress.
Yeah.
It overheats less.
Yeah.
And you can add BRB screens. You've seen mine where there's clips from my nice. So if I want to use the toilet, I don't have to end my stream, right? I can set my BRB and have the clips running. Sometimes people put games.
Yeah.
Yeah. So someone set that up for me, so I'm not very good at it. But if you have someone set it up for you or you do it, you open up a lot of possibilities.
And I'm glad you mentioned that. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
I didn't even know. So, everyone watching and of course, Luke, thank you for sharing that. That's a great
for sure.
Yeah. Actually, I just thought of a question, but if we have someone that wants to start live streaming today or making videos, being a creator, which platform would you recommend?
I'm very much of the feeling that I don't believe putting all your eggs in one basket is a good idea, especially if you're trying to make it your main thing.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So I'm not 100% Twitch or 100% YouTube. I try to balance them. Sometimes you get banned from Twitch or YouTube. It could happen.
Yeah.
I've had it happen. I've been banned from Twitch once.
Oh, no way.
Just for a day. Yeah, I was playing Jackbox and some guy, we were doing a t-shirt game and some guy drew a swastika and then reported me.
Oh my God.
And so Twitch, just to be safe, banned me for a day. I'm no hard feelings, but from then on, we started making our rooms private. So it was harder for those kind of people to join. But, I've had friends that have been banned for a week, 2 weeks, sometimes indefinitely. So having multiple platforms is good. If you want to get started with live streaming, I'd say Twitch. Twitch has more discoverability. And because of the raids and the shout outs and the community being so supportive, you'll grow faster as a Twitch streamer if you want to do live streams. If you want to create a solid channel for YouTube and edited content, definitely YouTube.
Wow, interesting. And I appreciate that. And
I think YouTube's very hard to grow as a live stream platform from start right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Why is that actually? Maybe.
So if I start a live stream Twitch right now, it hits a lot of young people, but a lot of people are searching Japan. And when you open Twitch, there's a recommended list.
Yeah.
And I show up there all the time for people. They'll come in and they'll say, how'd you find my channel? They say, oh, yeah, I was on the recommended list. You were there. It looked interesting.
Cool.
But they don't have that really for YouTube. So YouTube, you have to really search to find someone's live streaming that's new.
Yeah.
I've only a couple times ever gotten new people live streaming on YouTube. One person was watching Chris Broad. They were recommended Nobita, then Lemmy, then you, then me. And when they saw that live stream, they came to the stream. Only one time though. But they let me know that was the process. They said, I think you might want to know how I found you. It was very interesting. But it's super rare. Maybe once every 5 streams, someone new will come. Completely new, right? Most people are from your stream or Lito's stream or someone else, right? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Like
so
the internet just happened so quickly. Like I actually believed YouTube had a lot of discoverability for live streams, and I tend to agree.
A year ago, yes.
Yeah.
A year ago, yes. Now I feel like, no, I've watched people try to live stream on YouTube to like just a couple views, even though they have some great content. You go on Twitch, whether you keep them or not, it's up to how your content is, but you have a chance to, every stream I do, I get new people. Every stream, guaranteed. Yesterday I did the stream, I got a bunch of new people. Whether they stay or not, or they become proper viewers or just move on is up to what you do and how you interact with them, how they feel about your channel. But there's more opportunity, I feel, from my experience.
Wow. And if it's okay, I'm okay to cut this part out. I'm going, but I know your wife's a streamer or has started streaming.
Yes.
Are you okay to talk about that?
Yeah, sure.
How did that how did she become a streamer too?
So that's a funny story because when I started YouTube about 2.5 years ago, she was supportive. Obviously, she made the name, but she wanted nothing to do with it. She doesn't want to be in any of the
Oh,
videos. She doesn't want any of her information. She don't even want to say the name Shoko. So
wow.
my mom kind of got on me about it. How come you don't mention your wife? Are you trying to get out there to the ladies? I was like, Mom, no, no, no. She doesn't want me to say her name, you know? And she said, okay, fair enough. Because my mom's kind of funny like that. But uh so we Oto Peninsula. It's one of my favorite videos. She was like, "Well, I can't help it. I'll be in the video with the dogs." So she was in maybe one or two scenes, and she was super embarrassed about it. And she's like, "Shogunai," which is like, it can't be helped. I'm
Yeah.
in the video. You know, make it happen, whatever. And then little by little, she was okay being more in them. And then once I started live streaming, she was like, "Keep that away from me." Live stream, you
Yeah.
know,
No
she
way.
doesn't have makeup on or whatever. Keep that away. But then she started watching how to interact with my community,
Yeah.
and she started getting this thing. I'd come back from the stream, and she'd be like, "It's really cool how you have people that really support you and care about you." And I kind of wish I had that too. I said, "Come join a stream." So she started joining my streams sometimes, and it started with just Patreon, so it's only a small group, right?
Yeah.
Less embarrassing. And then little by little, she started joining other streams,
Wow.
and then she started hinting, very Japanese, like, do you think it'd be all right? Do you think people would come watch if I had a stream?"
Yeah.
And so I helped her create her stream and her brand, and I've helped her build her channel, and she
Wait,
loves it.
what's the
I think
name
she's
of the
streaming
channel?
right now. I think she might actually be streaming right at this moment.
Oh, no way. What's the name?
Yeah,
What's the name?
Niharia.
Niharia.
Niharia. Yeah,
I think I would find it.
it's off a nickname and a joke from a long time ago,
Oh, it has
but
a
she really
meaning?
liked it. Yeah. It's like a super simple. I mean, I don't know if you have time. I can tell you the story
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you want
we've
to hear
got
it.
time. But
But
is
oh,
that
okay, all right.
Japanese? Hmm.
So
Okay.
Luke doesn't really go well with Coon. So
Hmm.
when we first started dating, she wanted to call me Luke Coon, but
Ah,
it doesn't sound right, right?
um,
So to be sweet and cute, she called me Honey Coon,
honeyfish.
like honey, a deer, right?
Yeah.
And Japanese, she would write it in Japanese sometimes, so I just swapped it to for honey to Niha. So
Mm,
Niha-chan, Niha-chan. And I started mixing the word up. I'd be like, so if she was Mario, she'd be Nihario, but she's a girl, so it'd be Niharia. And
mm,
I don't know why, but that name
wow.
stuck for a while. So she started using it for random. If we played a game, she'd use Niharia as her,
Oh, so it's
as
stuck.
her name. Yeah, so it stuck. So it stuck. Turns out to be some kind of random food in India too, or something. So
Oh,
it ended
no.
up being really funny. It kind of attracts.
Oh, I want to see
We
that.
attract a lot of Indian viewers, me being Indian and her having a
Yeah.
name that's like a food.
You should really like, I don't know, like go deep in that. I mean, there's
Yeah,
such a big culture there, and yeah.
it's been good. It's always fun when we get a viewer who says, "Hi, I'm from India," and I was like, my mom is too. It's always really exciting to talk about it. My main mod, Jason, he's from where my mom's from, so it's
Oh,
always
wow.
fun to get his perspective on things too.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Um, and yeah, I was curious, what's your life like outside of, you know, work, streaming? Uh, what are your interests outside of streaming?
So since I told you I think before, but I left my job in March of last year, but I was paid through June, so I've been out of work for over a year. And I would say out of work. It's not like I'm looking for work. I've decided to jump into this, and so every day is something. I'm always thinking about uploading to social media, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok,
Oh, sound like a
or
awesome.
yeah. I'm on a new social media now, and I'm looking at another one as well, just to reach out to new audiences. And I do
Sorry, is
the
that
YouTube
TikTok?
stuff. No,
Sorry.
no, I'm on TikTok as well, but
Oh, Nomadic
I'm
Gaijin
reaching out.
Japan.
I don't remember my TikTok. I've got maybe 50 or 60 followers. It's very small.
Oh, cool. I just
Um,
want to let everyone know, and I didn't know you.
oh, okay. I'll give you the
I
link.
don't even know
I
if it's
don't even
searchable,
remember.
but if I find you, I'll watch. Yeah.
Yeah. Probably I can give you my solo link, which has my Discord, has everything in it. So that
Yeah,
might be the
I'll put
easiest
it in the
one.
description. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, if and anyone watching this, if you do come join the Discord, it's such a wonderful, wholesome place. So we have all these random talks. People make memes about me, about Shoko,
Yeah.
about each other. Yeah, it's a great place. And also we have people, photographers in Japan
No
who
way.
like to share their work, people who travel, viewers who travel, like to share pictures of their adventures. And I love it, man. I feel like I'm in a room full of passionate people.
Nice. That
So that
sounds wonderful.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's one of the best parts about the content creation. But back to your question, all of my hobbies and things really kind of reflect into, I feel like I'm starting a business in a sense. So I feel like everything should be rolling that way. I play video games. I do it on Twitch. I do it mainly to hang out with the community. I don't expect anything special to happen from it, but I just do it because I want to play the game. But I also want to be able to talk with people in the community. But I don't want to just play a game on my own time. I never do it anymore. It's always online, which is fine for me. But it's like it's very interesting how I used to play a lot of games just on my own. So these days I only really have time for I go to the gym. I've
Mm.
been since the last time you saw me, I've probably slimmed up. I was watching that video you
Yeah.
posted and my face was just like, you
Yeah.
know,
I mean, it makes
yeah, I've lost a few kilos since then. So I
nice.
go to the gym, I bike and I watch a lot of Netflix or Disney Plus or things like that.
Nice. What
I also watch Twitch because I think one important thing, if you're gonna, just like how you do on YouTube, you watch a lot of other YouTubers, you comment on their streams, you come join the live streams, right? It's
yep.
also important to do on Twitch, I think, to go support my friends, watch them, and say hey, and visit the community. So that's really it, though, man.
No, that's cool, man. So you love Disney Plus, you love Netflix. So I'm really curious now. What are you watching on? I want to ask about Disney Plus, but Netflix works as well. Can you name like a show or two?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I was just talking to my brother earlier today about all this because we were recommending shows for each other. I've watched pretty much, I feel like all the really great shows you can watch.
Yeah.
I don't even know what I can recommend at this point. Uh, yeah. I don't know what have you watched or what is something that your genre you're interested in? I can tell you.
Well, I mean, I watched like oh, nuts like cooking. Do you watch cooking?
Cooking, not so much.
Okay.
I like to watch a lot of the stand-up comedy stuff.
What really? I don't watch
Yeah,
that
yeah.
much, but I sometimes on YouTube. So who do you watch?
Oh, anything that's stand-up comedy on Netflix.
Oh no,
I sometimes just leave it in the background while I'm doing
like Dave
things
Chappelle.
or oh yeah, yeah. That's like a given for sure.
I got one. I got one.
Half the comedians, I don't even remember their names. They just I'll watch them and they'll be like, they're okay, or damn, that's actually pretty funny. But it's kind of comedy is very much a commentary on what's going on in society. So it lets me feel more in touch with the States and my family and friends back home in a way because they're obviously making fun of current events, they're making fun of current trends and what's happening, as far as people's feelings at the time, how they dealt with COVID, how they dealt with other things, right? So those those kind of things make it really fun for me to watch.
Nice, nice. But yeah, yeah, that sounds really cool. I got one. I got Dave Chappelle. So, um, thank you so much for your time. I just have
Sure.
one last question, and
Go for it.
if viewers want to contact you, what's the best place? Can you give us like an ID or the best place?
Sure. I mean, I get a lot of messages on Instagram and Discord, like just DMs, and I answer all of them. I've been messaged on
Wow.
Facebook, and sometimes I miss them. Sometimes I'm even late to get yours because
No.
I don't check Facebook as much. But
Thank you.
Instagram and Discord are the easiest ways to get in touch with me. Yeah,
So
and I
Nomadic
think
Gaijin on Instagram.
yeah, I think it's nomadic.gaijin or something. But if you just search nomadic gaijin, you'll find it. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's still a small, Instagram, but it's growing every day. So I post a lot of stuff there.
there's only one in Nomadic Gaijin. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope so.
Well, thank you so much for your time, today, Luke. Yeah, it was a pleasure.
Yeah, sure.
I hope we can chat again in the future. But yeah, thank you so much.
Absolutely, man. It was a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you.